You guys ready to get started?
Throws it for the goal line, touchdown.
Sack time for Aiden Hutchinson again.
Fires up top. The catch, light him up.
Field, and that ball is intercepted.
Throws it for the goal line, touchdown.
Pressure coming.
Throws that ball for the end zone. The pass, it's caught. That's Garner.
And the 10, wow, what a play. Dances his way into the end zone.
The Jacksonville Jaguars are now on the clock.
Welcome into Mock Draft Live, presented by FedEx. This is the grand finale. I bedazzled my jacket for this. And you know what's really great is we've merged all of our draft shows together. So this is basically Mock moved the path to the draft. I'm Rhett Lewis. He's Colleen Wolf. We got Daniel Jeremiah, Bucky Brooks.
That's what we're doing.
I know. So what we're going to do today is we will make a pick for all 32 teams, or for all teams that have a selection in the first round. No trades in this one. You guys are going to be doing most of the heavy lifting. I'm contractually obligated to mention Philadelphia in every show I do. So I will be picking for the Eagles and then straight chilling for the rest of this.
Yes.
So you guys ready to do this?
Let's do it.
All right. Before we get started, though, DJ, with your pick, because you have the #1 overall selection with Jacksonville, I have someone that has something to say to you.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
Before, DJ, you make the #1 pick, I'd like to say this, that it is so disrespectful, and no one said no disrespect, that I'm not doing this show. Every year I do this show. Every year I'm the Jaguars, and I make the correct pick, and we go on and we become successful. And now you guys don't have me on the show. And I know who's behind it. I know it's Bucky Brooks because he's a hater.
It is.
I get it. But this is ridiculous. I'm here. I'm literally upstairs making magic, and you guys are going to do this. But anyways, neither here nor there. DJ, do not, and I say this, dude, with the #1 pick, you know we're taking Trayvon Walker from Georgia. Do not pick Aiden Hutchinson from Michigan. He's going to Detroit. They need him in Detroit.
Okay, MJD, not happy at all. Rhett, did you replace him? This is your debut on Mock Draft Live.
Yes, he did.
Bucky, did you make this decision?
Well, I mean, look,
Thanks, Buck.
MJD's a
Appreciate it, Buck.
little, he falls below the standard when it comes to height, so he's a little small.
Wow.
We're like the same height. Me and MJD.
Wow. Well, yeah, it's just sitting in this chair.
Right. Yeah, he doesn't have, MJD is not wearing platforms.
6
Okay,
foot above.
DJ, where are you going with this pick? Has MJD swayed you at all?
Well, first of all, MJD, maybe they should have you make the picks, because then you wouldn't be picking all the way up here every single year. So that would be a good place to start. But I'm gonna go with Aiden Hutchinson. So I'm sorry, I apologize to you in advance, but that's the direction that I'm going. I think he's the best player in the draft. I hear all the chatter about Trayvon Walker. You hear about Trent Baalke and his background and always being traits obsessed. I just think this is a much better football player. What you see is what you get with Aiden Hutchinson. I couldn't pass him up with the first pick.
No disrespect, MJD.
Send that one down the fairway at TPC.
No disrespect, so now I'm excited, because if you're going to take Aiden Hutchinson there, that might leave somebody for the Detroit Lions after that at #2. And so Trayvon Walker goes off the board, because I'm Dan Campbell. I want someone who's going to play hard for 60 minutes, someone who has tremendous athleticism and explosiveness, a guy that's a sideline-to-sideline menace. But that's Trayvon Walker. Yes, I know we need to work on the pass rushing skills in terms of translating that into numbers, but I don't know if you can find a better specimen at the point of attack. Let's go with Trayvon Walker. He is a lion. Hear me roar.
So while Walker is the projection, some of the production that we'd love to see from Walker is what we did see from the guy I'm giving to the Houston Texans. Number 3 overall, Jermaine Johnson II out of Florida State. The ACC Defensive Player of the Year goes here to the Houston Texans. He took advantage of those wide alignments there in Florida State that he didn't see at Georgia when he was there. So the one-year transfer pays off. And look, we talk a lot about the guys with the high effort and high motor as Hutchinson, Karlaftis, and some of the. This dude, I mean, like, he sometimes beats 3 different guys on his way to the quarterback. That sack against UNC, Bucky, you remember that one?
Yes.
Okay, and then how about against Clemson? The strip, the sack, the scoop, and the score.
Wow.
The 4 S's in one. Jermaine Johnson, he's ahead of Kayvon Thibodeau on your top 50.
Correct.
So why wouldn't, if the Texans want to go edge rusher, go with Johnson over Thibodeau.
Well, hold on. Look, I feel like Red has been sipping from some of that cup that Dan Campbell normally has.
He brought in 2 espressos, one for me, one for him.
Because right here, the energy level on this side is through the roof. And so my guy going with the Houston Texans is all over the board with Jermaine Johnson. So I just know from here on out, I got to turn it up. I got to pick up my energy level.
We got to match that. We got to match Red.
Is at it.
All right, so we have 3 straight edge rushers leading the top of round 1 here in our mock as the Texans take Jermaine Johnson with the first of their 2 picks. They join 7 other teams that have multiple first-round selections, including the Jets up next. And DJ, you're going to be sitting next to a guy in Vegas with some very strong opinions about what the Jets should do at 4.
Here we go.
So here's a preview of your future.
Yes.
Daniel, there's one word and only one word I want to hear out of your mouth next.
I know what it is.
Sauce.
Sauce.
I want the sauce.
I knew
Gotta have
say
the
that.
sauce. I need the sauce. If Stephon Diggs has been paid and he's going to be in Buffalo forever, if Tyreek Hill just showed up in Miami to the point where Devontae Parker, please, Bill Belichick, you may have him. We got to have somebody cover these people. I know we can rush the passer, make sure that the pass never even leaves the pocket, never even gets out of hand. Sauce. That's the word. Go.
Okay, pressure's on.
Wow, calmly stern.
Wow.
There.
Yes.
I feel like you just got a talking to.
I really do.
appreciate that.
You know what I know about Rich also? Rich loves television and he loves hit shows.
Yes.
And I know he's a big Ted Lasso guy.
Who isn't?
Barbecue sauce to the New York Jets. Give me barbecue sauce. Give me Sauce Gardner. He walks in, clearly is their number 1 corner. They have a good group of young guys. They don't have anybody like Sauce Gardner. So he elevates that entire room. Buck, we always talk about resetting the lineup, right? When all of a sudden your number 1 corner becomes your number 2, your 2 becomes your 3, but 3 becomes your 4. The whole group gets better. He is tall, he's long, he's rangy, he can find and play the ball. It's a home run pick for the Jets in this scenario.
Oh, I'm mad now because I'm sitting here with the Giants with the 5th pick, and I got to rewrite the signs that we had at the draft. No more big applesauce. So now I got to go with Icky. Ike McQuanu is the guy because Joe Shane cannot get excited enough about the big guy being able to join this front line. You want to improve Daniel Jones' production, also help Saquon Barkley get back on track. Ike Ekwonu, position him in on that offensive line. Now you can begin to hit people in the face with a very physical offensive front.
Let's get to some drama here, guys.
Oh, my gosh.
The Panthers on the clock, and let's have our first quarterback off the board. And with this pick here at number 6, the Panthers are going to take a Pitt Panther and Kenny Pickett. A great one-year explosion this last year. Kind of show us a glimpse of what he might be able to do on the next level. And, yeah, maybe he's not the generational type of prospect that we saw last year with a guy like Trevor Lawrence, but Kenny Pickett, enough arm, enough athleticism, and he is a face of the franchise for the Carolina Panthers, and he'll be comfortable with it. Guys are going to gravitate towards him. I like Kenny Pickett here to the Panthers.
I always knew that Rule and Pickett would be together one
way
day.
or another.
Here it is.
Didn't do it at Temple, and here they do it.
I know, it's great. So we have our first quarterback off the board going to the Panthers, where the position has been a real pain point during Rule's time in Carolina. The numbers since 2020, pretty bleak. A combined 10 wins and 23 losses with Sam Darnold, Teddy Bridgewater, P.J. Walker, and Cam Newton. Woof. They got to fix that.
You know what all those guys have in common besides playing for the Panthers? They all played behind terrible offensive line.
That is true. That's true. So let's find out what the whispers are surrounding that pick with Jeezy. He's been Mike Garafolo, ear hustling all draft season long. Well, really all year long. But right now it's a lot of draft buzz. So Rhett went with the quarterback to Carolina, the pick that a lot of people are thinking. Is this the spot on Thursday night that we see the first quarterback off the board?
I know why people are thinking that. I know why Rhett made the pick. I know why the Panthers might actually take a quarterback there. But color me skeptical. That's just the kind of the buzz that we're hearing behind the scenes here, and that this might actually be an offensive tackle for the Panthers, who are going to need help on the left side of their line. They don't really have a lot of depth there. Cam Irving right now, the veteran, is a possibility. So is Brady Christensen, a third-round pick from last year. Yeah, I know they need the quarterback. Yeah, I know they made a run at Deshaun Watson. I know David Tepper, the owner, wants a long-term solution. I know we're already talking about Matt Rule's future beyond this season as the head coach of the Panthers. So you add all those things up, you say they got to take a quarterback there. I just feel like they feel the same way a lot of other teams feel, which is there's just not a special quarterback in the group that you would take at number 6. Now, we can look to Atlanta at number 8. Maybe that's where the first quarterback goes. If not, Now we're looking into the teens and perhaps the 20s for some teams that are going to start to snap these quarterbacks up. The Titans, the Steelers, the New Orleans Saints, certainly amongst those teams. So, again, color me skeptical. I don't think it starts at 6.
Yeah.
I think it could be shortly thereafter.
Well, I mean, Scott Fitterer, he said that fixing that offensive line is a top priority, and just watching the games, we know they need to do that.
And they don't have a pick again until the 4th round, right, after this one?
That lack of draft capital is crushing them. So, Jeezy, thank you. We have more questions for you coming up. Now it's time, though, for Where Now Meets Next, presented by FedEx, and we're coming off the Pickett pick. Sounds like he's the safest bet of the quarterbacks, but DJ, who has the highest ceiling of all of these guys?
Yeah, the guy you can dream on is Malik Willis from Liberty. When you think about, okay, the traits that you have that are special, that are elite, that can take you to another level, can elevate your team, you think about that could be Malik Willis. Now, it's going to require patience, and that's where it's difficult to peg if the Carolina Panthers would do it. They're in win-now mode, and I don't know if Malik Willis helps them win right now. But you want to think big picture, out into the future, upside, to me, he's that guy.
Look, he certainly is that guy, because when you think of the last couple quarterbacks that have popped in the National Football League, they've had tools and talent. So Malik Willis is one of those guys. But let's go to Matt Corral from Ole Miss as another one who has the potential to pop at the next level. When you watch this guy, DJ, we talk about it. He's like a middle infielder in baseball. He can turn, too, with the quickness, getting the ball in and out of his hands. He has athleticism and running skills. And plus, he has a little moxie that leads me to believe that he is going to be a big-time performer at the next level.
Yeah, we love the release. We love the confidence that he shows when he, not just in the pocket, but when he gets outside of the pocket as well. Guys, I'm going to give you another one here with the ceiling, and that's Desmond Ridder from Cincinnati, a guy who grew with that program. Just as it grew in success, he got better with them as well. I really like his passion for the game, his willingness, his desire to want to be the best and to be great. The athleticism of today's quarterbacks in the NFL, he has in spades with that 40 time we saw at the Combine. I think he's got plenty enough arm. It's just putting it together consistently, right, with the accuracy. And we saw Josh Allen improve that accuracy. You know, once he got to the league, maybe that's something Desmond Ridder can do as well.
I keep hearing more and more about Ridder. I feel like everyone was sort of sleeping on him a little bit, but not for long. You going to back it up with a first-round pick, GM?
Perhaps. And by the way, who's helped himself the most in the process out of these quarterbacks?
Ridder, yeah.
There you go.
Ridder. All right, up next, the Giants. They are back on the clock. We already had one pick down. They took Icky with their first selection. So who's joining them? DJ? I'll give you the commercial break to decide, okay? We're going to Vegas this week, everybody. Lock it up. 4 days away from the draft. We're popping bottles. We're popping picks. It's going to be a party, and you're all invited. Make sure you check us out. Keep it locked right here on NFL Network. Our coverage begins at 8 p.m. All right, DJ, you're up for the Giants. So who's your pick at 7?
Well, we saw the first pick for the Giants, Ike Ekwonu. That was you, Buck, that made that pick? Yeah. I like that pick a lot. I'm going to stay on the offensive side. I'm going to go Garrett Wilson here, wide receiver. There's a lot of reports out there you see about Kadarius Toney being on the market. I don't know if they have a true go-to wide receiver in this offense. So if you want to evaluate Daniel Jones, you've got him a little help up front. Now you get him, in my opinion, the best wide receiver in this draft class in Garrett Wilson, who can do everything. He can play inside. He can play outside. He's outstanding after the catch. The body control with the ball in the air, second to none in this class.
Falcons are hot right now. They are hot right now, Bucky.
But they're good. They're good because they understand that they couldn't fix all their woes with another wide receiver. They got to stop somebody. So Kayvon Thibodeau coming off the edge gives the Falcons something they've been lacking for years. Like a decade, they haven't been able to find a legitimate pass rusher. So now you put Kayvon Thibodeau on their turf. You wind them up and let them go. I don't know if there's a faster or more effective speed rusher than Thibodeau off the edge.
Side note, he'll be their best pass rusher and their best receiver.
Oh, well, there you go. Let's move to number 9, where the Seahawks might have been in the edge rusher market there if Thibodeau was still available. I just feel like they don't have a tackle right now that they want to get out there with, either on the right or left side. And so I think Evan Neal, like you could just say the Seahawks select offensive lineman Evan Neal, because he could line up on any of these 5 spots, make maybe outside the center position, and make the Seahawks better. You got 15 starts at left tackle this year, 13 at right tackle the year before, 13 at left guard the year before for Alabama. Positional versatility helps Seattle here at 9.
Yeah, I like that. They need a tackle. I get to go the Jets again, second crack at it. I'm going to go Drake London. I actually do not think Drake London makes it to this pick at number 10. If he does, I would imagine the Jets would sprint that card up. You have to help me with the Drake reference, Colleen. I'll give you a second to think about
God's plan.
Okay. That's right. I can count on you. I can count on you for that. This gives some size and a little bit of a room for error there for Zach Wilson. I love this pick. He'd be the big slot for them with Elijah Moore outside.
Don't get in your
Corey
feelings
Davis
here,
on the other
Colleen.
side.
Oh, there you are. Love it. All right, great. That's awesome for Zach Wilson. So let's reset here and see where we are after the first 10 picks. Those drafted, you see on the right side with the best available on the left. Plenty of talent still on the board. No one's taken Kyle Hamilton yet, or Jordan Davis. Jamison Williams still out there too. Mike Garafolo, get back in here. That's how the top 10 moved for us in this mock. Is there a guy that's left out there that's getting a ton of buzz just nights away from the first night of the draft?
There is. I think the one guy that I would slot into the top 10 here that is not in your mock draft, and I don't hate you for it, this is the role that they've got playing, is Charles Cross, the offensive tackle from Mississippi State. Now, we're hearing some connection to the Giants at 5, the Panthers at 6. I mentioned earlier in the show that I do see the Panthers perhaps taking an offensive tackle, so that could be Cross. I don't necessarily buy the Giants one, to be honest with you, and DJ and I were talking about this offline. Cross is more of a left tackle. The Giants got Andrew Thomas on that side. Could you move Cross to the right side? That's the debate going on right there. So I don't necessarily see him being a Giants guy, but to the Panthers at 6, and if not, shortly thereafter to one of these other teams. You guys mentioned the Seahawks taking a tackle perhaps. So I do believe by the time we get to pick number 10, in the real draft, that Charles Cross's name will have already been called, Colleen.
So a few teams in the mix there for Cross. Keep us posted with any updates you get. I know that we will be the first person or people that you call, as always.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. Good times with Jeezy. And now it's time for The Good Side, presented by Griffles. So, gentlemen, who should feel good about their chances to sneak into the top 10 on Thursday? Rhett, I'm going to start with you.
Yeah, look, I think there's a guy that I might come off the board here in a couple of picks that I'm thinking about that could be into that top 10.
Charles Cross, right?
Well, no? Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe, but I got another one. I think there's the corners I think are going to be interesting here. Does the team want to pull the trigger on a corner up in that top 10? And then, yeah, I mean, we've seen the tackles come off the board late here, so it certainly wouldn't surprise me to see a guy like Charles Cross. Those are kind of the ideas that I'm feeling there, tackle and corner.
Like it.
I'm going to go Cal Hamilton. I think Cal Hamilton, if you polled us on who the best available player is, I think Cal Hamilton has to be in that conversation because this dude is terrific when you think about being able to be in the box, do a bunch of different things, stop the run, sideline to sideline, playmaking ability, can blitz off the edge, and then cover like a deep middle center fielder. He is everything that you look for in the safety position. I would expect him to come off the board within the top 10.
No, he's my 4th or 5th overall player. He's way up there for me. I'm going to go Derek Stingley, which if you notice, Rhett did try to steal. He tried to steal my guy.
I know
I said Stingley was going to go in the top 10.
There's a competition for Stingley.
It's just this analyst Rhett, I'm just getting used to it. You know, it's a little much, but I'm
He's a shoot first point guard right now. It's new for him.
He wants the ball in his hands.
He's Kyrie Irving.
Listen to that.
He's Kyrie Irving.
Jeez.
No, look, to me, Stingley, I think, has got a chance to go inside the top 10 when it's all said and done. There are a few teams that actually have him as a top corner, which surprised me considering how well Sauce Gardner played.
Sure.
But it's a premium position. Top 10 would not shock me at all.
Okay, so Bucky, you're up next. Let's get back to the mock. You're picking for the Commanders here, and you're going to go with a wide receiver for Carson Wentz, right?
No. Carson Wentz, I don't know if he can hit him anyway. So I'm going to go and get somebody on defense because we got to make sure we got to play great defense. Let's go Cal Hamilton. He was outside the top 10, so now I'm at 11. I'm going to take him. Remember, this is a guy who always wanted to be Sean Taylor coming up. He doesn't necessarily give them exactly what Sean Taylor did, but he certainly will be the best safety that we've seen play there in years. Jack Del Rio, Ron Rivera have a lot of fun finding ways to keep Cal Hamilton in the mix.
Look, it hasn't worked out for a corner. Last couple of times the Vikings have gone that way in the first round, but now it does. We talked about it. Derek Stingley Jr. on the board here. You got the LSU connection now in Minnesota. Patrick Peterson comes back for another year to help guide the young buck, Derek Stingley, here and get him up to speed. I think, look, we've talked about him being the first corner off the board back in 2019 or the 20 draft. I think getting him here at 12 is a real nice get for the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Red. I think you share that opinion there.
I agree.
Nicely done. I'm going to go Houston next. Jordan Davis, big Jordan Davis. If you think back to where Nick Caserio came from, you think about the New England Patriots, you think of big Vince Wilfork. This is like a supersized version in terms of the ability to get laterally. Wilfork was a freak at that size to move like he did. This guy's the freak of freaks. So to me, I think he fits in. Lovie Smith can actually let him get upfield a little bit as well.
But does he grill like Wilfork?
I don't know if he has overalls or if he grills. That's what we need to find out.
I am absolutely mad. I've now thrown the phone against the wall because I'm Eric DeCosta and the Baltimore Ravens because I had my eye on Jordan Davis. So now I got to cast it outside to Trent McDuffie. Last year we had injuries galore on the outside. I don't know who we were playing with at the end of the season on the corners. So we're going to make sure that never happens again. Trent McDuffie comes over to add talent and depth to a lineup that already features Marcus Peters, Marlon Humphrey. Now we have 3 A1 players in that secondary. We can get back to playing the kind of football that we want to play in Baltimore. Colleen on the clock.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know who else could use a corner? The Eagles.
Yeah. Oh, really?
That's
Opposite
right, guys.
Darius
Coming
Slay?
up next, me. I'm picking. I'm calling the shots here on Mock Draft Live. We got the Eagles on the clock. What will Howie do? I have some ideas. That's coming up. We're right in the middle of this mock draft live finale, but DJ, you have another mock coming
Oh, let's
up?
go. Yeah, keep them coming.
In Vegas on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm sorry we won't be there for moral support, but I think you're going to be okay.
I think the Fountains might keep me company.
The Fountains and Rich Eisen, who will be there as well.
In no particular order.
Exactly. We love everyone all equally. Okay, so before DJ's draft on Wednesday, we got to finish out our mock here. Almost halfway through, and we have a handful of DJ's best available players still on the board. A few of the top wide receivers out there, Olave, Williams, Burks, no linebackers have been mocked yet. And that won't change with the Eagles on the clock.
Let's go, Colleen.
I am drunk with power, and I'm ready to use it because I am selecting Georgia defensive tackle Devontae Wyatt for the Eagles. I love this pick because I made it. But Fletcher Cox, he's been a staple for the Eagles defense for years. They need an eventual replacement. This is perfect because he can work with Fletcher Cox for the year and also step in, make an immediate impact. He's good with run blocking and rushing the passer. We know the Eagles, they need help in that department getting to the quarterback, and he was part of that amazing Georgia defense.
I think it's a great choice there, Colleen, and that number 16 out of the New Orleans Saints as a courtesy of you trading with me a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to take the guy that clearly I thought belonged to be in the top 10. And
articulate it.
State tackle Charles Cross. Thank you, Mike Garafolo, for all that info on the buzz.
Great.
That Cross is already going to be gone at this point, so I'm getting a huge value here. And look, we've done this cluster buster on Path to the Draft with Cross kind of identified as arguably the best pass blocking tackle in this draft. He's had a ton of reps at it, obviously, in that Mike Leach offense. Clear replacement for Teron Armstead, who left for Miami via free agency. So Saints get a tackle.
That's true. They need it. Another team that could use an offensive tackle, the Chargers. DJ, you have a ton of friends around the league and front offices all over the place from all of your years scouting. And Tom Telesco actually has some advice for you on this pick.
Okay.
So here we go.
Okay, DJ, it sounds like you're going to be selecting for us. Makes sense, since you do broadcast our games, you know our team pretty well. Personally, I prefer Bucky to make the pick for us because I just trust him a little bit more. But I've got one request. Just make sure you make the selection for us. Don't turn this into the 2008 Cleveland Browns when you were there. When you traded your first-round pick, your second-round pick, and your third-round pick for players and didn't even make a choice till the fourth round. So at the mock draft, just make sure you make the pick for us, and good luck.
Good news. No trades allowed today.
First of all, Tom, as you know, I was a scout during those years. There's no more fun fall than saying goodbye to your wife and kids so you can go out and scout when you don't pick to the fourth round. That's fantastic. That was a lot of fun. Look, I'm going to do you a solid, and I'm going to go get you some speed here to add to this wide receiver core. Jamison Williams is available. I'm going to go ahead and turn that card in. And I'm going to make teams pick their poison. You want to try and leave Keenan Allen singled up in the slot? Go ahead. You want to leave Mike Williams alone on one side? Go ahead. Now we've got a big-time burner with a quarterback who literally can throw the ball over the moon.
No kidding.
That would be a lot of fun. Selfish pick for me as a broadcaster of their games. This would be fun to watch.
I hate you for this.
Nice.
I am just devastated at this point, picking for the Eagles because that was my guy. That's why I wanted. So another one who got away after watching Justin Jefferson.
Who's next on the board, Colleen?
Okay, all right. So let me recalibrate here. Figure this out. I was going to go maybe corner, but Trent McDuffie, Bucky already got him. Okay, so I'm going wide receiver. Chris Olave, come on down to Philadelphia. All right, so Chris Olave, he's fast. He's got that big play potential. Led the Big Ten in receiving touchdowns last season. He set the Ohio State record with career receiving touchdowns, 35 of them. Unbelievable. And I just want to say that Chris Olave was always our number one guy, and we never wanted anyone else.
We targeted him from the beginning.
We got him from the beginning, exactly.
Number one wideout.
Yeah.
Darn it!
Oh!
That's who I had pegged. I'm the New Orleans Saints. I'm sitting here trying to find a playmate for Michael Thomas, and you snatched him. So now I'm going to say, Jahan Dotson, you're the one that I had my eye on all the way. I really love the way that you're able to really stretch the defense. You're a dynamic playmaker. We're going to put you in this offense aside the big body. Mike Thomas, we're going to let Jameis Winston throw the ball down the field. You're going to score a ton of points, and you are now a part of Who Dat Nation.
All right, Rhett's he's already ready to go right now, and I don't know what's coming, but There's an energy coming from that chair right now.
Why is everyone so scared to take the quarterbacks in this first round? Do I have to do it again?
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Steelers select Malik Willis, set of Liberty at number 20. Overall, second quarterback comes off the board in this spot. The traits are tantalizing. DJ, you talked about him as the quarterback with the highest ceiling in this draft. You can certainly see that. The smile it's contagious. Like we saw him at his pro day, the excitement, the personality. He's got it all, and they've got Trubisky there to kind of help him take some time to find his comfort level. Give me Malik Willis to the Pittsburgh Steelers with that ball cutting through the wind there at Heinz Field like it did at the Senior Bowl.
I love it. Rhett swings for the fences. I absolutely love it. All right, I'm going to go next with the Patriots. And to me, Devin Lloyd, this kind of matches up. He's my best available player, and I think he's a fit for the Patriots, not only as a football player. You see right here the range he has, the speed, the game speed. He ran the mid-4.6s, plays much faster than that. But he can cover, he can rush off the edge. I think he fits the Patriots from a leadership, intelligence standpoint. They rave about him at Utah. I think he'd be a great fit there in New England.
Would be the first Utah linebacker selected in the first round, so he would make some history there. The Packers, though, they have the next pick, and is this the year? It happens, guys.
It's gotta be the year.
Will they draft a wide receiver on night
hold
one?
on. Is Bucky doing this?
It's
There's
only
no
happened,
chance.
I know,
No
chance in the common draft era. Not since, say it with me now, everybody, 2002. Bucky, you're not going to disappoint the fans, are you?
Why would I? Never.
Have you ever met him?
Come on.
I'm a traditionalist.
Have this board ready for next year, Ben.
What you got?
So, I mean, you know we can't take a wide receiver.
Not taking a receiver.
We got to take Trevor Penning. We got to make sure we fix the offensive line. I'm giving Aaron Rodgers $50 million annually. I got to make sure that he's upright and available. So Trevor Penning is going to throw guys around. He's going to throw them out the club. He's going to protect my quarterback. And we still have another pick in the first round to take care of wide receivers. So we're good with Trevor Penning.
Okay, fine.
All right, so that leaves me with the Arizona Cardinals here at number 23, guys. And obviously they lost Chandler Jones this offseason. Let's plug in George Karlaftis from Purdue. Now, I don't know if the scheme fit is a perfect match here, right, with the way that Vance Joseph runs it. We've talked about Karlaftis maybe being more of an ideal left end in a 43 system. But let me just throw out some food for thought there. What if we can pack few extra pounds onto that frame for Karlaftis and maybe move him inside a little bit? Not necessarily the same production expectations of J.J. Watt, but maybe a similar role if we can add on some of the weight there. Just something to think about there for the Arizona Cardinals there who need some more pass rush now.
Rhett, tell the truth. Did you think about taking a quarterback there just because? Just because you could?
He's very partial to that.
Did you think about taking a quarterback at 3
There
for the
will be
Texans?
more quarterbacks. Do you guys have any idea how hard that was for me to pick a Purdue player in the first round?
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Oh, this is a big day for Rhett. I love it. Big day for us here on Mock Draft Live because we only have a few more picks left coming up on the show. 9 picks to go, including the Cowboys.
Man.
Guys, I definitely didn't ask specifically for this Cowboys B-roll. Sad Cowboys fans? Come on. Turn that frown upside down, gang.
We're gonna make you happy.
We're watching IU football.
Micah Parsons is such a unique player.
This kid is spectacular.
Micah Parsons will take that matchup all day.
Micah Parsons is unblockable.
Pace keeps moving like an avalanche. Don't stand a chance, call the ambulance.
It's Micah Parsons' world. We're just living in it.
Is there a better defensive player? I don't care that he's a rookie.
Parsons has it.
What you gotta do?
Pressure. Hit.
That's right, they telling you. We can't go out the spot.
So the Cowboys, they nailed the pick last year with Micah Parsons, and they've been crushing draft picks for the last 8 years. 7 of the last 8 have been Pro Bowlers, so I expect nothing less with this pick. Maybe it will help them advance past one and done in the playoffs. Here's for hoping. I know that someone else hopes for that too.
Wow, you can take the woman out of
And that
Philadelphia.
person is Michael Irvin.
Drew Pearson has something to say.
All right, so listen, yeah, exactly. DJ, you've gotten some advice and some people's opinions throughout this show, but we asked Irv to make a case for who the Cowboys should take, and when we got the video back in, it would have put the show about 7 minutes heavy. So here is the Cliff Notes version from Irv.
Why is everybody messing with your picks,
Dallas
CJ?
will draft an offensive lineman unless
Oh no.
great God opens up the heavenly skies and Jameson Williams fall to us at 24 because he is meant to be a Dallas Cowboys. Then you forego that offensive lineman and you get me a receiver. But if you can get one of those, maybe we can get one more of those. That's what I'm saying.
Wow. He's pointing at you.
He didn't
Peak
point.
Michael Irvin.
Finger wagging.
And by the way, he is dressed for church and he is ready to go.
I mean, working in the Lombardies, that's rule number 1. Anything
always.
that Irv tapes. But also, he didn't follow the rules at all. We weren't supposed to include names because obviously Jameson Williams
Williams is-
not available. He would have
Thanks for
never
watching,
made
Mike.
it to this pick because I would have taken him if you didn't at 17. So DJ, who you got here?
Well, I think back to the draft when they took Travis Frederick, and nobody saw it coming at all. It surprised us. So I want to go with a surprise pick for the Dallas Cowboys, and that's Logan Hall from Houston. So every year there's one or two of these guys that sneak into the first round, and everybody's like, wow, we never saw that coming. Byron Jones is another one that they had that they took a little bit earlier than maybe people thought. This is one of the better interior rushers in the entire draft class. I think he's going to go late 1 or early 2 and punch up that pass rush a little bit for the Cowboys.
Well, look, I like that pick. And look, since Rhett has gone all in on drafting every quarterback,
That's right.
I feel like I need to stay true to my roots and being old school with the running back. So Breece Hall comes off the board right now to the Buffalo Bills because he is the perfect complement to Josh Allen. Last year we saw Josh Allen basically having to play like a single wing quarterback. He's having to run it, he's having to throw it, he's having to do everything. So let's alleviate some of that pressure by bringing Breece Hall into the building. This is a guy that can run inside and outside, catch out the backfield. It's my guy, Breece Hall. He does it.
Yes.
Nice compliment.
Why is Rhett giggling over there? He's literally giggling.
I'm fired up because you guys left my pick. My number 1 player on the board right now is now available for me, and it's Desmond. Let's go.
Every quarterback.
Take a breath, people. Let's play this out here for a second. Ryan Tannehill is going to be the Titans starter in 2022, but going into the 2023 season, he's going to be 35 years old. Cap number is going to be manageable if they need to get out of that contract. Desmond Ridder provides the Titans with an opportunity to get their future now, to get him in the building, let him work, let him get comfortable with this system. And look, we saw what a mobile quarterback could do there for Tennessee, and with that commitment to the ground game, I think that only helps Desmond Ridder. Again, another guy that franchises and teammates are going to love. He's like a magnet. I feel like this makes sense for Tennessee at this point.
The most ironic part of this whole thing, and I get everything that you're saying because it all does make sense. My comparison for Desmond Ridder.
Was it Ryan Tannehill?
No, don't say Ryan Tannehill.
No, was the quarterback who Ryan Tannehill replaced. Marcus Mariota.
Ooh, look at that.
So if you say everything goes in cycles, you say, okay.
Yeah, we're going back to this part. Yeah.
I do. So I wanted to throw a lot of shade at Rhett for picking another quarterback, but I do think that Tennessee is a team that isn't being talked about among the teams that could sneaky take a quarterback in the first round.
Don't underrate the aspect of them beating everybody in the AFC during the regular season, getting into the playoffs, and your quarterback does not play well. You get 9 sacks
3
on
turnovers.
defense, and you don't win the game, and those turnovers are a huge reason why. That source of frustration frustration could kind of fester a little bit. You've got a GM with a brand new contract, a head coach with a brand new contract.
I feel better
they
about
can
this
afford
pick
to do
already.
this.
I know.
They
Good
can
job.
afford to do this.
Look at
welcome,
you.
everybody. Titans
Everything's
fans, I
looking
got
up. Okay, so 2 picks left at this point, and before you make your pick here for Tampa, a Super Bowl champion has a message for you.
Okay.
All the messages for DJ.
This is big time. This is for the NFL draft. You know what we need. We were this close last year. That's right, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This year, we need to get it done. I need a pass rush, bro. I need a pass rush from hell. I need somebody that can get to the quarterback. Make it happen. I don't know who's out there, who it is. We just need somebody coming off the edge, preferably a double-sack digit guy that can get it done, get to the quarterback, and cause havoc, much like I did back in my day.
Oh, okay.
Sort of, kind of. Can you get that done for me? I heard you the best. I'll be watching.
Well,
we'll be watching.
I'll say this.
Wow.
If I would have known that I was going to get advice from Simeon Rice, I would have taken it because that Hydro Flask next to him was about how big I feel next to Simeon Rice.
Well, Simeon Rice wants you to select Simeon Rice.
Yeah, you're not going to go against his wishes,
Simeon
right?
Rice is not available here, unfortunately. So I'm actually going to go along the interior of this offensive line. Kenyon Green is an outstanding player out of Texas A&M. Now, there is a chance because he's got a little bit of a knee issue that he could fall out of the first round for health-related reasons. Make no mistake about it, he is a first-round player. So even if your concern was how long he's going to play, with Tom Brady on your team right now, you are on a year-by-year basis. So just go ahead and continue to add talent to that interior offensive line. You have depth. You can absorb an injury. He played 4 different spots on that offensive line at A&M. You're chasing a championship right now. You're not thinking long term.
If not Green, could be Zion Johnson, right, from BC?
No question. Another one who has position flex, position versatility inside.
Man, I like both of you guys. I love all of this. It's such a feel-good time when we all are basking in our traditions.
Whoa.
And so if
Quay
I'm going to be
Walker's
a
not a
Green Bay
receiver.
Packer, I got to keep the tradition going. How about Quay Walker for the Green Bay Packers and inside linebacker? We think about Devontae Campbell. We think about this defense playing at a high level. We own the division without the wide receivers that we have in plus. The draft is more than just a first-round event. It's 7 rounds. We can get wide receivers later. We've proven that. We can get Quay Walker, someone that can go sideline to sideline, dominate on defense, and do what the Packers always do, and that is secure the number 1 seed, go to the playoffs, and let Aaron Rodgers take us as far as he can take us.
Oh,
You know,
2 first-round picks, and you're not taking
This is the least
a wide
surprising
receiver?
thing. You know this guy? There's
I
zero
know.
chance he was taking a while.
Also, just subtle shot at the last 2 early exits in the playoffs that it was all Aaron Rodgers' fault.
Hey, man, you gotta figure it out.
Got that one. I talked to a GM the other day who feels like Quay Walker, if you just let him stand up and rush off the edge, he could be a double-digit sacker. I think actually he's better suited
Giving
to
him
be
Micah
on the line
Parsons
of
here?
scrimmage versus being off the line of scrimmage.
It's perfect. This is perfect. You guys are worried
You're not
about
worried
that.
at all about the Packers receivers?
No.
Colleen,
No, we find him.
he's waiting till pick number 53, where the
Okay.
Packers got Devontae Adams almost,
Come
8,
on,
9
so
years
many,
ago.
so many guys have come from that. We talk about it all the time. Devontae Adams, James Jones, Greg Jennings. I mean, Randall Cobb, Jordy Nelson. So many guys
One
that
of
they
those guys
find in
still
the
on the
second
team.
round.
Yeah.
We're good.
Sammy
Good.
Watkins, he's with the.
We have time.
Oh,
we have
fine.
time.
I
You
don't know.
guys
We have some
panic.
more
Don't
time left
panic.
here on the show
We
as
got
well.
My card is filled out for
Oh,
the Chiefs at 2021.
Let's get
They're not taking a
going.
quarterback. You can cross that one off your
That's
list.
true.
Mock Draft Live continues. Coming up next on the show, more surprises. I can promise you that. The final picks that might blow your mind. The Chiefs are about to make their pick. Their first 2 picks of the first round.
Card is in.
When we come back,
in.
get ready, Brett. It's almost here. Rhett, how many days away are we from draft?
God.
I will give you
5? Are we at 5 or 4?
4 days! Right. We are 4 days away from the NFL draft in Vegas. You can catch it right here on NFL Network, 8 p.m. Eastern. All you need to do is flip on your phone, your TV, your computer. I don't know how you watch us these days, but just make sure you're logged in and load it.
Yeah.
Rhett, I know you are for this Chiefs pick. Let's go.
The card has already been turned in, and with the 29th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select Boye Mafe, edge rusher, Minnesota. Love the burst, love the get off, the explosiveness he has off the edge. I mean, he's got production a little bit more than we saw from a guy like Trayvon Walker up at the number 2 overall pick with Georgia, but I think there's even more in store for him at the next level. My lasting image of Boye Mafe will be him providing a constant nightmare for Bailey Zappi during the Senior Bowl.
2 sacks in that Senior Bowl. He was dominant. Okay, I get the Kansas City Chiefs back-to-back here. You went Boye Mafe. I'm going to go with the wide receiver and Treylon Burks. Andy Reid, we can talk about all the speed that they have on that team. Tyreek Hill goes away. They bring in MVS to kind of regain some of that speed. To me, this is just a fun toy for Andy Reid to play with. He's the most creative play designer in the NFL, maybe in NFL history. Can you imagine the fun he would have with Treylon Burks, how they could use him with Patrick Mahomes, giving him jet sweeps, bubble screens, then let him get up over the top? I'd love to see it.
I think we all just assumed that Burks was going to be gone with Bucky making 2 picks for the Packers.
I did not assume that at all.
Yeah, you didn't think the Packers were going to do it. They believe in tradition. And so the new tradition will be to go to Cincinnati and make sure that this team is always able to compete at championship level. Let's give them a quarterback in Andrew Booth who can play the way that they like to play on defense, meaning they want to keep the ball in front. So that means you have to have a little zone coverage ability. He does that. Great tackler in space. Also can lock up and play a little bump and run coverage. Perfect fit for this defense. I think he's what Zach Taylor would want at this selection.
All right, friends.
You got another one in you?
Final pick.
With the final
what are you
pick
gonna do?
of the first round in this 2022 NFL Draft, the 4th quarterback comes off the board. The Detroit Lions select Bucky's guy from UNC, quarterback Sam Howell. Does this not feel like Dan Campbell's quarterback? The toughness, the ability to get out there and just kind of pinball off defenders in the run game. He's got the arm. He's got everything the Lions need for the future. Sam Howell can give him. Plus, you can let Jared Goff start this year if that's where you want to go. And you get the 5th-year option to help Sam Howell develop. Let's go, Detroit.
So how many quarterbacks did you take?
I took 4 quarterbacks. All 4 of them.
He had 8 picks, took 4 quarterbacks.
It's not like I made Deshaun Kaiser my 15th overall player in my top 50 list, okay?
Shots that were just in the back pocket, waiting to be fired.
That's strong.
Wow.
That's strong.
That was good.
Wow, that's okay. I had him. I think I might have had him second in that list as a quarterback. So it happened.
It was all about the fit.
Okay, so that's it. That's our first round mock, and these are the players left at the dance without a first round partner. The best available, according to DJ, you see a handful on the board right there. Nakobe Dean still up there, Daxton Hill, Tyler Linderbaum, a few others. So let's go around the horn here. And best player missing from today's mock.
Well, it's according to Daniel Jeremiah, so I guess I should probably stick with that and go with Nakobe Dean as my best available player. When in doubt, I'm just going to read. That's going to help me out there.
That's what I do.
No, look, he might not have the size everybody covets. I know he wasn't healthy throughout the whole process. I think there's a real chance he falls out of the first round. I also think there's a real chance he's going to go in the second round and be the defensive rookie of the year because he's going to do this. He's going to range. He's going to make a zillion tackles. He's going to have a couple sacks. He's going to grab a couple interceptions. He's a stat stuffer.
Look, I think we all like, what Nakobe Dean brings to the table here. And along all those lines, my guy here is Tyler Linderbaum from Iowa, the center. I think he's best center clearly in this draft. And I think he could be a 10-year Pro Bowler minimum. Like, he is that solid fundamentally. I think we talk a little bit about scheme fit with him and finding the right place for him to end up. I want to talk about the short arms and all that. I don't know. This dude is in the right place at the right time. He makes the blocks, and he's got to end up in the first 32.
I wonder if he's going to go to the Bengals. Like, that feels like somewhere he could
certainly could. I think it'd be a real
finishing touch for that offensive line overall.
It'd be a great fit. So let's stay in the Big Ten and let's go with Daxton Hill from Michigan. You talk about someone that is scheme friendly. This guy fits any scheme because he can play a variety of different spots. Put him in nickel spot. He can play the nickel corner position. He can play in the deep middle. Shoot, he might be able to bump out outside in certain situations. This is a guy that is a Swiss Army knife that every defensive coordinator covets in the rotation.
What a show, guys. What a mock
it?
draft.
I
I
thought we were
know.
doing the
That's
second
it.
round.
You want to do all 7 rounds?
I'm ready.
You're ready for it?
Well, no, he can't do all 7 because there's not enough quarterbacks. There are not enough quarterbacks for him to go.
By the way, does it feel weird to have kind of mom and dad here together? I mean, it's our 2 hosts that we've done all these draft shows. It's been with you or with you. It's nice to have the whole family together.
Well, and Colleen, I think, we can, as proud parents, we can say the stars of the show are always the children.
We're so proud of you guys.
And
You've
you
just
guys have
done
done a
such a
great
wonderful job, and it makes me so happy to see you doing this work every single day.
It makes us so proud.
I know.
I got another about 5 hours. I got to do the next one. So we got another mock draft coming.
Have fun in Vegas at the draft, everybody. We will see you right here, NFL Network. Our thanks to Mike Garafolo, of course, Rhett for coming in, all of Tom Telesco for understanding the assignment.
Apologies to the 3 draft-eligible quarterbacks Rhett didn't take. We apologize. Maybe next year.
Shout out producer Drew Christensen. Later, everybody.